Welcome back everyone, hope you're all having an amazing day. For this video I just wanted to go over and do a recap of my YouTube year of 2020. So for you guys that don't know, I started my channel in June of this year. It has grown to date so much more than I could have expected, so I want to start this video off by saying thank you everybody. I'm getting a lot more of a positive reaction than I really thought. So at the time that I'm making this video, I currently am sitting at 616 subscribers, which again is way beyond my expectations, and I want to continue to keep growing. Honestly, when I first started, I really didn't think that this many people would like my content and come to me for advice, and I really love it and I'm really enjoying it so far. And from the very beginning to now, I feel like I've gained so many more skills than I had when I first started. But again, I wanted to do a review of some of my favorite videos so far this year and kind of just do a quick recap of them. So let's start out. So back in June, the very beginning of June, I made a video driving my Arrma Mojave in front of my girlfriend's Wrangler, and we saw how far this car could drive. Basically, we zeroed out the odometer, put the Mojave in the road, and just took off and just drove and monitored how many miles. I believe that it went around 12 or 13 miles before it ran out of battery, which again far exceeded my expectations. So if you haven't seen that video and any of the videos that I'm talking about, I'm going to put the links to all of them in the description. But if not, you could always just find them on my channel. So that was a cool way to start the channel. The next thing that happened was I was trying to get my Arrma Typhon over 100 miles an hour, and I finally hit it 100 miles an hour. I was super happy, but I lost control and it hit a curb. Some other notable things that I did: I raced a American Muscle 69 Mach 1 Mustang against my Arrma Limitless back when it had a stock system, stock setup, and 50-tooth spur, and just like I think a 20-tooth pinion. And we just did 0 to, I think, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour and just saw which car could do it. And the Limitless blew this car away. It wasn't even close. And honestly, I really didn't think it was going to be close. What else? Oh, I made a video, and this one went over really well, so I think I'm going to make an addition to this. I made a video how to go 100 miles per hour with your stock Arrma Typhon, like the stock electronics. And that video is my second highest viewed video, with today over 6,000 views. I've got a ton of comments, a lot of people reaching out to me on Instagram, on YouTube, asking me questions, and I'm more than happy to answer any of you guys' questions. But basically I went over step by step how to make a stock Arrma Typhon go 100 miles per hour plus with the stock system. It's not easy, but it's definitely doable, and it's not that expensive. I started doing 0 to 60s. I put my draggy into my Limitless, and it was kind of scary because I put my phone inside, but I was doing 0 to 60s with that. It was really cool, I'm not gonna lie, but my Limitless now is definitely way faster. That was a stock system, stock wheels. After that, I wanted to start a new trend called RC Science, where I did like science experiments or fun things that were like science related. So to start that off, I destroyed watermelons with my Xmaxx. So I got it going, realistically probably like 30-40 miles an hour, and smashed this watermelon to pieces. We actually brought down 3 and had an awesome time. I had my brother Nick, who got his YouTube name as Wild Nick. Moving on into the world, we also tested if something on banana peels would make a RC car spin out like in Mario, but it did not. We hit full soda cans with the Arrma Mojave, which was also really cool. I did a couple videos with my Prius. I did 5 things I hate about my Toyota Prius, and then I put a turbo whistle on the Prius. And that one is my highest viewed video to date. I have no idea why, but it does well every single day. I think I get around 100 to 200 views every single day, which is awesome. I'm not complaining, but it's nothing about what my channel is related to. So afterwards, I did races, so between the 60 tooth, the stock pinion, and the speed pinion of the Arrma Mojave. We did drag races between the two. One of them took flight at like 55 miles an hour and just like soared off like a plane. One of the most fun that I had, and definitely the longest video to film and actually go through with, is I put on the back of my Xmaxx a rod holder, and I hooked up a fishing rod, went to the beach. I spent, I think, 3 or 4 days there. I think in the video it only says day 2 or day 3, but I spent 3 or 4 days, hours trying to catch a fish. Finally, the last day, I was about to give up on the video. I got hooked onto 2 different striped bass, and the Xmaxx brought them in no problem. And you know, next summer I definitely think that I'm going to go out there and try and get a fish like twice, 3, 4 times as big as the one that I did catch. But saltwater fishing, guys, striped bass, it was really cool. If you haven't seen that video, I definitely recommend watching it. Afterwards, we did a Mr. Beast-esque video, and I pulled a Toyota Prius with a bunch of different toy cars. And that was pretty cool because we got to see like the different power levels of each car. Then in that same day, different video, my brother and I pulled ourselves to see how fast the Xmaxx could pull us on like a scooter or this like little plastic trike that we had growing up. So it was pretty funny to watch. And then I think that I was a first for this video, but basically in the video I taught you guys how pulleys worked, I taught you how to use them. And then I rigged up a pulley system to my Arrma Mojave, and I wanted to see how strong the car was, so I set up a weighted vest through a pulley system, and the weighted vest, I would be able to add in increments of I think 2 or 2.5 pounds with weights, and with different levels of pulleys I was seeing how much weight that I pulled off the ground, and I think the car lifted over 40 pounds through the pulley system, which is pretty incredible, to be honest with you. I didn't expect that from a 10-pound car. Shortly after that, we hit my first 100 subs. Super excited. I did a giveaway, and I didn't tell you guys this when this happened, and I really wanted to make a video about it, but I didn't. When I did my giveaway, I announced the winner, and it's hard because the winner didn't have an Instagram at the time, so I could only reach out to him through the YouTube comment. Reach out to him. I guess somebody was monitoring my comments and made an Instagram account just like that one, or changed the name with the guy's name, who won. Reached out to me pretending to be him. I sent him the gift card, but as I sent him the gift card, the real winner reached out to me because he had just made an Instagram. It's like sweetest guy in the world. Said he's a grandfather, and his I think grandson helped him set up the Instagram account, and he was like, hey, like, it's me. And I was like, oh my god, I just sent a fake you the $25 gift card, and like it was a big fiasco. End of the day, I got my money back. The thief ended up getting the money, even though I got my money back, and the winner got their money. So it worked out in the end. Somebody stole from me, and I think that it's gonna make me not want to do giveaways like that again. I'm gonna have to figure out a different way to do them in the future. I don't put a video up unless I'm proud of it, and so when I see all the likes and the comments, guys, I really love that. So keep them coming. And this is actually a perfect time. If you have not seen any of these videos, go watch them. But before you do that, and for everybody else, smash that like button. Like, destroy it. Like you've never done before, to let me know that you like my channel and you want me to keep going with these videos, because I'm super pumped for what 2021 has to offer. Moving on. So I went on to showing you guys my Limitless back when it was a budget Limitless stock system, and how to get to 100 miles with that, 100 miles an hour with that car. Another cool video, and this is really what I want my channel to be more about, doing exciting and fun things with RC cars, things that not a lot of people think about, or that nobody thinks about. I took basically a table like this, I got a tablecloth, and I rigged up a system where it was a 50-foot rope that was attached to this tablecloth, took off down the yard, and set a table up. So it was kind of like the magician trick where they come to the table and they pull the tablecloth off fast enough and everything that's on the table stays. And we did that with an RC car. So that's another really cool video, and I highly recommend watching that if you haven't already. And that one did not do well in terms of views, but I think everyone that liked it really enjoyed it, so definitely check that out. And then this was the big video, another logistical nightmare trying to figure out how to get this done because I live nowhere near a lake. So I drove 5.5 hours to my uncle's cabin, and he lives on a lake that's 5 miles long, so I figured that's the perfect spot. Basically, what the video's about is I took my Xmaxx right here with these paddle tires that I had just gotten, went to the lake. I had never driven on water before with it, but I had seen tons of videos, so I did a little research. I did a test run in the beginning of the video, and that was my first time ever hydroplaning my Xmaxx. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna set a world record. I'm gonna go out here today, my first time ever hydroplaning, and I'm gonna set the world record. Traxxas at the time had the world record, and it was 2,200 feet. By the time I was done, I had driven over 5,000 feet, and I was trying to be conservative on it because you know, I knew I was gonna get a lot of questions, like, you know, it didn't have any official measurements or anything like that, but I did a Google Maps and I took a lot of time to figure out where I was. But anyways, truck went around 5,000 feet on the water before it ran out of battery and it started to sink. But luckily, turned the boat around, grabbed the Xmaxx out of the water. It still runs today, no problems. And that was an awesome video, and I still hold the unofficial world record. Moving on. Then I took this same Xmaxx, hooked it up to my lawnmower, and mowed my lawn with the Xmaxx. No problem. It just absolutely, did the whole yard, and I don't know why I didn't do it more often. No one likes mowing the lawn, but this made it a little bit more tolerable. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Another first, and I'm definitely the only person, I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that has done this. My brother and I went out and we built frisbee catching boxes on our arrma Mojaves, and we threw a frisbee into a little box, and the Mojave had to take off, and we had to drive and try and catch a frisbee. Turned out to be 1,000 times harder than I ever imagined. I thought that, you know, we'd miss maybe 1 or 2. It was more like we only caught 1 or 2, percent out of 100. If we threw 100 frisbees, we were only catching 1 or 2, and you don't see it in the video, but we were out there for probably 4.5 hours and only caught 3 frisbees. Shh, don't tell anyone. I thought it's a pretty cool video, and I want to redo it because I have ways to make it a little bit easier. We then popped 100 balloons with the Mojaves. We built these spike strips all over the car and went out popping 100 balloons each. You know, another thing, logistical nightmare. I bought 250 balloons, and we sat there blowing up all these balloons, different colors. So I think I had yellow, and my brother had blue or something. I don't know what the colors were, but I filled up 200 balloons. I had an air compressor just tying them up. My fingers were shot afterwards from tying all the balloons. But anyways, we had a lot of fun. We set a time limit and just saw who could pop the most balloons. And I think my brother got me by 1 or 2. But that was a lot of fun, and I highly recommend other YouTubers to give that a shot. With the age warning, I would do 18 up, or have parents consent, or have parents around you when you do it. Afterwards, I brought 2 of my friends down that have never driven RC cars. I made a makeshift track, and I had them race the arrma Mojave around the track, and whoever did the track the fastest, I gave them money. It wasn't that much money. I think it was only $5 or $10, but it was still, it was cool. They got to use my RC car, and they won some money. So that was a lot of fun. Moving on. Another one of my favorites that doesn't get a lot of views because nobody's done it, so nobody knows to look for these things yet. I did a tug of war, the arrma Kraden, which weighs 30 plus pounds, maybe closer to 40 pounds, versus the arrma Typhon, which is only 10 pounds. But I used pulleys again to make the Typhon beat the Kraden in a tug of war, which took a lot more pulleys than I thought it would. So moving on, the next videos that's worth noting I finally got over 100 miles an hour with my Limitless with the stock system. I think I went 103, which is not too far off the world record. Moving on, I got my new Limitless. Like, I put the, I got a whole new system in it, the TP motor, XLX, and I started finally going for high-end speed runs. And first time out, I think I ran like 110 or 111 miles an hour, so I was really pumped with that. But once I started getting the pinions and gearing dialed in and like my run time, I was starting to really do well. And I haven't like made any videos about this yet, but if you watch the progression, it's kind of cool to see like more and more PBs. To date, my highest speed is 126 miles an hour with a bunch of issues, but 126 miles an hour on 6S, but then my season ended, so I had a lot of flipped, car landed, skidded like 100 feet, so I still have to fix that. I still have to fix a lot of my cars going into 2021. Then another one of my favorite videos, and I'm going to end it on this video. This one took an extremely long time to film because it took me a long time to build it. Out of cardboard, it doesn't seem like that hard, but when you have to like figure out how to mount it to the arrma Kraton, and it can't be too big where it, like the wheels rub on it. I built a cardboard John Deere tractor, and I put lights on it, painted it, hooked it up to the Kraton. I built a trailer hitch to pull a wagon around. I had to get a wagon that had a yoke on it, so a lot of the wagons now, they have wheels and they just pivot. Now what I was looking for was a yoke, because when you turn the handle, it just makes it easier for the RC car. And I pulled myself around the block, I pulled my girlfriend around the block, and but really the whole point of it was because we're in a pandemic right now, and around my neighborhood, kids are usually like always out, and like the doorbell never stops ringing, and to have that taken away from me, I'd be pretty bummed out. So the point of the tractor was to get out there and make it like a COVID-friendly way to hand out candy, make it something cool for people to see. And if parents were okay with it, and obviously I got parents' permission, but I took kids in the tractor and I pulled them around the neighborhood or like up and down the street, and it was an awesome time, and I really enjoyed making that video because I felt like I was making a difference, and it was worth it. And another video didn't do well view-wise, because not a lot of people know to look for like a John Deere tractor remote control car. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely go check that out. But that's pretty much it. Obviously there was a lot of other videos in between the ones that I'm talking about. These were just like the most notable ones. And again, thank you guys so much. I can't thank you enough for helping me with my journey, because in the beginning, I don't know if you could tell, I wasn't good at speaking to the camera, and I wasn't good at editing, and I didn't know how to do most of the things that I know how to do now. So super grateful for everybody that stuck around, for everybody that has subscribed. And if you're just watching this video now, I again have 616 subscribers. So that's way more than I thought that I was gonna have, but super excited about it. And guys, just wait for 2021. I have a lot of things planned, and we're going to be doing a lot more interesting videos. I'm going to try and get away from like just like the general bashing. They're still going to be there, but again, it's going to be like mowing my lawn, popping balloons, like catching frisbees, like crazy things that you've never seen RC cars do. And I'm going to trickle in a couple world records in there for 2021. So guys, I am super grateful, super excited for 2021. This is one of those years that I am extremely happy that it's ending. It's been a crazy year so far, and I'm looking forward to 2021 and what it has to offer. So with that being said, this is the end of this video. Please, if you made it this far, absolutely, and I said it before, destroy that like button. Like, leave your thumbprint or pointer fingerprint or whatever you need to on that phone, on the computer, and just destroy that like button. And when you do that, comment, let me know that you destroyed that like button, and I'm going to destroy my like button on your comment, so you know that I saw that. So it's going to be a likeception.